What's up guys, Bluddshed here. Today we're going to talk about a little game called The Last Epoch. Okay, this is a Diablo-like, loot-based ARPG, kind of like in the same vein of Diablo, Path of Exile, all that stuff, with some cool new features to make it stand out on its own, and it seems like the developers are doing it right. They're taking like a lot of the cool concepts and the balance that we love, and they're putting it all in one game. I'm gonna go through some of the different systems with you and just kind of introduce you to the game. There will be there's a free demo for the game. So there's gonna be a download link in the description. Definitely check that out if you wanna play it for free. The demo is pretty beefy. You can play 3 different classes. And yeah, let's go ahead and get right into some cool stuff. So they plan on having this class system where you have Rogue Mage, Primalist, Acolyte, and Knight. Currently, you can only play the Void Knight. Necromancer is coming. You can play the Beastmaster up here, and you can play the Sorcerer. Okay, so I had a chance to play Sorc, Beastmaster, and Void Knight, and they all feel super unique. Like they have really deep class identity, and the skills and abilities make them stand out visually and with the skills. One thing I want to say first about the game is that it feels snappy and responsive, and right now it's in the pre-alpha 0.04 blah blah blah, right? It just feels real clean, like hammer throw, dash, dash, rewind time, boom, 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 right? It's just really snappy and responsive, and a lot of games don't nail that, right? And it has it in the pre-alpha state. I'm super excited because for me, as a Diablo player, as a former League of Legends player, I need the responsiveness. I don't want the game to hold me back. The only thing I want to hold me back is my own gameplay, right? My own actions, not the game itself, right? They have like an arena mode, maybe will be my second point here, so we'll jump into the arena. So kind of like Diablo, we have greater rifts. They have this arena system and you get rewards after a certain amount of waves or so. So you can see you can charge in here. They have this cool rewind time ability. It brings you back to the health and mana, kind of like Tracer's Blink ability. And you can augment the skills in a lot of different ways, which we'll get into next. But yeah, I wish Greater Rifts were kind of like this, just because it reminds me of that old school like arena feel. And I really like the system. Grim Dawn has a similar system. It's called, I think it's called the Arena as well. And look at these bears, man. Poor bears. Never forget. Like I specifically have my hammer spec'd. So the hammer goes back to you. I specifically have it spec'd to where it gives me health and mana back. I could charge in, do some deeps. You're not doing that to me, man. I'm gonna take you out. This is for the YouTubers out there. At 28. I guess like even the damage numbers, like it just feels slick. And this is pre-alpha. Once it's over, you basically, this is your reward, right? You get some, and again, this can change. Oh, a Shattering Stone. We'll transition right into that next, I think. Yeah, let's go into Shattering Stones while we're here on the topic. So crafting, okay, so you can see I have all these things right here. I've actually extracted these affixes from items. So you can see on this item in particular, it does 10 melee void damage, it adds 4% to melee crit, and it has elemental protection. You basically can take an item, so you can get like a crappy item, it makes you want to think about it, right? And you can use one of these Shattering Stones, shatter it, and I got 5 shards created. You're basically pulling affixes off of items and saving them to put on your gear later. So if I had like these gloves and I want to put like health on it, see it has a melee attack speed T1, so that's tier 1. And then boom, now they have health. That's amazing, right? And then you can even level up the existing modifier. So if I wanted to put more health on the item, I can get tier 2. I think it goes up to tier 5. But you know, things can change. So you can take affixes from one thing, put it on another thing. One thing this system does, is encourages like white items. So you can take like a really cool like white item, and it's basically a blank slate for you to craft however you want. So you can take this here, and you can build out the item. I want crit chance, cool. I want stun, cool. Like it's insane, and it just makes me want to collect. I asked the developers, they were in my stream. I was like, please, can we collect these? Can we store these? I would farm these for like years, man. I would have like the biggest supply to make any kind of wacky build we wanted to do. And I love the crafting system, and if it never really goes beyond this, it's fine because it's pretty in-depth as it is with the tier system and how you craft your own thing. As long as they maybe continue to add interesting affixes for us to pull off, then it gives us interesting builds to make, right? And of course there's legendaries. The legendaries aren't so game-breaking, but they are interesting. Like the legendaries aren't build defining so much, I noticed, as they are build enhancing. Like this has 40% increased void damage. So if you use void damage, great. But it doesn't, like, I noticed they don't necessarily buff specific skills like in Diablo, like if you have Hoda damage and then it gives you plus Hoda damage, right? It just gives you very vague, like this is for fire, this is for ice, and then you can kind of build upon that. Or it'll have like some other thing like that. So a lot of people love that system. I don't mind the Diablo style or this style, but either way, I just want options and things to tinker with, and I think this game gives you that. All right, let's talk about the skill system. This is one of my favorite things in the last Epoch. So we have this skill called Elemental Nova. I was able to spec into Infernal Nova, increases the range. Boom, we can see how huge it is. It started out really small, and then the radius increased. Before, it also only casts around my character, but now it casts at a range. So you can take the spell and completely carve it out to your liking, right? So this one right here, you can now target your novas. So if I spec at the end tree, I can place it anywhere I want on the map versus just around my character. Kind of like, instead of an AoE attack around you, it's a castable, like a wave of light, right? It's like a distance type of wave of light ability. Had I gone down a different path, it would have been like increased shock effect, crit damage. There's different ways to augment it. Enables Ice Nova, has a chance to cast another Ice Nova. As of this video, they're about halfway to their goal with 16 days left. I'll put a link to this in the description for their Kickstarter campaign. They plan on having a deep story, character customization, lore, and like it's like this time travel thing where you can see the different ages. They're basically really trying to build out the world and the story and all that stuff, so don't worry about that if you're into lore stuff. Trading. Player economy is one of the most enjoyable aspects of this game. For many players, we want to do it justice. The last Epoch will have a bazaar system in which players will be able to anonymously buy and sell items. I love that. That's all I've ever wanted, is an auction house, an anonymous auction house. So it's super hard for third-party websites to like buy and sell our gear or to like make a profit off of our economy and ruin everything. I love that. That's what I mean when I say they're listening to like players and stuff, because this is something that I really want. The BDO auction house, Black Desert Online, has a similar system, and I always wanted that like in Diablo. So that's really cool. It says you can trade things with your friends if you've been on their friends list for a good amount of time also. So so whatever a reasonable amount of time is to you guys, maybe you'll like that. They're gonna have online and offline play with LAN support. So you'll be able to compete online. So there are gonna be ladders, and let's see if they have it here. There are gonna be ladder system. There are gonna be seasons, which was my #1 question, and PvP. Engage in 2, 3, and 5v5 duels and free-for-all combat as you vie for dominance. Now in this kind of game, it's really hard to balance, but they plan on adding it. Earn cosmetic rewards as you flaunt your skill in battle and grow your pile of skulls. There definitely will be no pay to win. There will be paid cosmetics, and the game will cost, I think they're shooting for $14.99. So I just kind of wanted to wet your guys' whistle and just kind of introduce you to the game. I really like it. I'm gonna back the game myself, and I'm interested to see how it develops. The only bad thing I could say, because it isn't pre-alpha, so it's hard to judge anything else too seriously, is that its date is like 2020. So if they hit their goal, they have a lot to do. It looks like they've put a lot of effort into this game. I could tell they're passionate and they work hard. It won't be out till 2020, but good things come to those who wait, and there's the makings of a good game, and I'm super excited, I guess, just to have it in my arsenal. Hope you guys liked the video. If you liked it above, follow me at twitch.tv/bloodshed. I stream there 6 days a week. We've been putting in the grind time. We've been doing like 10 hours a day. I go live at 10 a.m. in the morning Pacific Standard Time. Usually like 10 to 6, 10 to 7, sometimes 10 to 8. We've been getting ready for BFA in the background, just kind of grinding and unwinding kind of thing. Definitely, if you're new, follow me down below. I play Diablo 3 and World of Warcraft. This is mainly a Diablo 3 channel, let's be honest. Okay, boys, this is Bloodshed, and I'm out of here. Peace.